All right, so the snow has stopped falling in St. Louis, and while it was light, it still caused some problems on the roads. It was just enough to get out there and enjoy some winter fun as well. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us online for 5 on Your Side at 6 tonight. I'm Michelle Lee. A light blanket of snow now covers most of the region. Most areas saw a couple of inches of accumulation, enough to create some really nice wintry landscapes there. Just want to thank everyone for sending in your photos of the snow. They are so beautiful. Of course, now the attention turns to some very cold temperatures moving overnight. So let's get straight over to meteorologist Jim Castillo. Hi, Jim.
Yeah, hi, Michelle. So that really wet and sloppy snow that we had this morning, again, about 2 to 4 inch range, depending upon where you were. It is melting or has melted, but now we're getting into the 20s, and so it's going to refreeze and ice will be an issue tonight. So watch out for that. Untreated areas will definitely be slippery by morning. Snow reports: Reynolds, Missouri, 4 inches, Warrenton 4, Union 3, Wentzville 2.5, and then Berkeley and 2.5 inches there. So that was a common number, about 2.5 inches, and maybe 3 in parts of the area. Our southern counties still have a winter weather advisory. Well, it just actually ended 1 minute ago, so at 6 o'clock. But you can see some snow down there, Reynolds County, Iron County, and Madison County, kind of swinging back into that area. The Blues play tonight, so Nick Lane's made this guy a nice snowman, and good luck to the Blues. And it looks like a cold evening for sure, but no snow tonight. Just a north wind at 17 right now, Michelle, 28 degrees, but the wind chill is 16. Much more on our forecast coming up.
All right, thanks so much, Jim. The roads may be in pretty good shape right now, but 12 hours ago, it was a completely different story. Many problems popped up along Interstate 44. Our Alex Fees drove up on some of those crashes.
The scene looks bad enough coming down the hill in the westbound lanes, but we were on the scene for a few minutes before we realized that's just a trailer. The tractor portion, the front of this rig, is up there on the other side of the ditch, completely detached. St. Louis County Police say the driver of this rig was injured west of Beaumont-Antire Road along I-44 between Fenton and Eureka. On the east side of the Beaumont-Antire overpass, another tractor trailer jackknifed. The two crash scenes backed up westbound traffic for miles. Road clearing efforts began hours earlier, shortly after the precipitation converted from rain to snow.
We have every available driver that we have out there, every available truck.
At a pre-dawn news conference, MoDOT officials offered this advice.
Be careful out there, especially on bridges, overpasses, intersections, things like that, where we don't get around as often with the trucks and the treatment.
How is it? Have you been out and about at all?
Yeah, the roads are pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where you been?
I just came from Pacific.
By noon, road conditions were less hazardous.
Just from here, getting off the highway, very, very slick. Just got to go really slow and take your time.
Amber Lufkins and her family are traveling across the country.
Yeah. We don't have snowplows in New Mexico.
Oh, really?
No.
See plenty of those today.
Yes, it was weird. I was like, what is that? And they're like, it's a snowplow. And I'm like, whoa.
Alex Fees, 5 on Your Side.
Well, MoDOT officials say refreezing is going to be an issue tonight and tomorrow morning. Crews from southeast Missouri were moved to the St. Louis area to help out this morning, but MoDOT remains hundreds of employees short statewide. The snow also put a stop to some COVID testing today. The Missouri Department of Health and Human Services canceled all state-operated testing sites. This included the drive-through clinic at the Urban League in North City and the Machinist Hall in Bridgeton. State-run sites will reopen tomorrow. Of course, the snow can be a nuisance, but a lot of you found ways to have fun with this winter weather. As 5 on Your Side's Travis Cummings shows us, a lot of people were out for the first big snowfall of the season.
On the ground, on top of cars. Some St. Louisans waking up to a dust, others a few inches. The first big pour of the winter season is what got most out of the house Saturday.
Listen to the first kid wake everybody up, scream snow, and then give everybody else about 2 hours.
To find all the things.
To get with the program.
It's highly anticipated inside Chris Dunn and Bailey's household.
Kids all went outside at home before we came out here. They built a snowman and a bunch of snowballs, and we're just having a blast.
Here on Art Hill in Forest Park, you have families that have been waiting all year for this big snowfall. They couldn't wait to take out the sleds and build those snowmen.
Art Hill is legendary. You know, when I was a kid, I used to come here, and my parents used to take me sledding.
The packed ice, an opportunity for Jamel Parham to tie in that tradition with his own little ones for their first time.
So I knew as soon as we got just a little taste of snow, I was going to bring the family out.
After another long and tense year, others say there's no better way to let loose. Are you guys enjoying the snow?
Yeah! Yeah!
It's been fun just being able to get out and hang out a little bit.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Our coverage of the snow continues on KSDK.com and the 5 on Your Side app. And remember, it's always your source for the latest forecasts, closings, and of course, breaking news. And we are continuing to follow breaking news out of Texas, where a man is taken hostages at a synagogue near Fort Worth. It started this morning at Congregation Beth Israel near Fort Worth, and on a Facebook live stream of the morning service, a man was heard demanding the release of a Pakistani neuroscientist who was convicted of trying to kill U.S. Army officers in Afghanistan. She's in a federal prison in Texas. It is not clear how many hostages are inside, but right now there are no reports of any injuries. Police are investigating a deadly shooting on an Amtrak train that originated here in St. Louis. It happened last night on the Missouri River Runner while it was stopped in Lee Summit. Now, investigators say that gunman ran off. The train also continued on to Independence, where efforts to save the victim's life were made. It's not clear why that train left the Lee Summit station.
Somebody tells you you're on a train or a plane or a school or anywhere and you hear gunshots, you call the police. You stop. You don't wait 40 minutes where there's a guy dead laying in a seat.
The victim's identity has not been released tonight, and no word yet on a motive. Winter weather also causing some issues to our north in Iowa, and one incident was caught on camera. A TV crew was covering a semi-truck that crashed on a bridge during a snowstorm. The trailer was left dangling off the side of the bridge, you can see right there, but the trailer eventually fell to the ground below. No one, there we see it. No one was seriously hurt. A woman is dead after being hit by a semi-truck in St. Charles County. This accident happened on Highway W in Forestell. According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, 73-year-old Bonnie Stinson walked in front of the truck. That driver was not hurt. St. Louisans have mixed reactions after hearing violent crimes took a significant drop in 2021. Mayor Tashara Jones is touting this good work by the Cure Violence program as one of the many methods the city is using to crack down on crime. The mayor and neighbors tell our Ryan Henson there is still more work to do.
Crime down 25% in St. Louis. The hard work of law enforcement, Cure Violence, and many others. But St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones says the end still not in sight.
One life lost to gun violence is one too many.
The boots on the ground say they deliver a strong message on a daily basis.
We are like the last line for these guys before the police come in with their cavalry. So we tell them, if you don't listen to us, they have some places for you.
Jacqueline Robinson owns a convenience store at West Florissant and Pamplin in the Walnut Park neighborhood. She says her corner is crime-free, but wants people to slow down driving down West Florissant.
The speeding is what is a big concern over here with our customers having to park across the street and be in, on this side.
She has a quick fix.
We probably need a light a little closer, more patrolling.
This part where we standing right now is like a highway.
Ronell Nelson is a barber next door in Robinson's hair business. He grew up in this neighborhood. He says more patrols would make the neighborhood safer. He also wants younger people to be more cognizant of the direction of the community.
It really be the older folks, that be more aggressive about the situation that goes on around here, Dealing with the younger crowd, they don't care.
Mayor Jones says there's no one-size-fits-all plan. It's a citywide effort to continue making change, but knows it won't happen overnight. Ryan Henson, 5 on Your Side.
Well, today marks what would have been Dr. Martin Luther King's 93rd birthday. Celebrations of the slain civil rights leader are taking place all weekend ahead of Monday's federal holiday. City and religious leaders gathered today at the MLK statue in Fountain Park, and organizers say it's the only monument of Dr. King in the entire state of Missouri. After a ceremony, they took part in a peace march. The City of St. Louis Health Department provided COVID-19 vaccinations and testing on site. People who received their first dose also received a $100 gift card. The snow led the Missouri History Museum to make changes to its drive-through MLK craft kit and book giveaway. So instead of those kits and books those kits and books were made available indoors at the St. Louis Science Center. The History Museum is planning virtual MLK events tomorrow and Monday as well. Well, you may have been one of the millions of Americans who received a third stimulus check last year from the federal government, but will you have to pay taxes on it? Brandon Lewis verifies.
The federal government gave out billions of dollars to Americans last year as stimulus checks. Now, with tax season on the horizon, Verify viewer Kathy wants to know, does the federal government tax stimulus money? So Kathy, let's verify. Our sources are the Internal Revenue Service and the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities. The IRS tells Verify, quote, the third economic impact payment is not includable in your gross income, unquote. So, no, you aren't required to pay federal taxes on stimulus money. Still, a lot of Verify viewers have contacted us to say they didn't receive their money or received the wrong amount. The Center for Budget and Policy Priorities explains there's a space on the tax form for the Recovery Rebate Credit. This is part of a worksheet where you can compare how much you received with how much you should have gotten. From there, the government will either apply any missing money to your taxes or give it to you as part of a refund. Don't worry if the government overpaid you. The IRS says you don't have to pay back the difference. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
All right, so what can we verify for you? Reach out through Facebook, Twitter, or email verify@ksdk.com. Well, many of you might be thinking of, staying in and ordering a pizza tonight, but you should keep this in mind. Inflation is causing a domino effect at places like Domino's. The pizza chain CEO says ingredient costs have skyrocketed an unprecedented 8 to 10% in a year. So to combat that surge, Domino's is scaling back promotions. The first change, reducing the number of chicken wings from 10 to 8 in his current takeout order. Jim, what? I know. Okay, amazing satellite images of an undersea volcano erupting in the Pacific Ocean, sending a plume of ash, steam, and gas 12 miles into the air. This eruption sent a large tsunami wave crashing onto the shores of Tonga, and it sent people rushing for higher ground on that small island nation. There are no immediate reports of injuries or damages, so good news there. But the eruption also prompted tsunami advisories for Hawaii and the U.S. Pacific coast. It did cause some big waves in Santa Cruz, California. Beaches were closed up and down the coast as a precaution. Also, we just want to give a big shout out to all of our viewers who shared their pictures of the snow by texting them to our number 314-425-5355. We always love sharing our pictures with everybody, especially those big smiles. Even look, our Ann Allred and her daughter Nora made the best of the. It was really wet snow out there. You can see they built a snowman, and then Nora opened up a snow cafe. I even tweeted, by the way, a recipe for snowy ice, like KSDK posted it, so I retweeted it. By the way, Carter Lipscomb of Bridgeton had fun in the snow with his friend Macy. He used a snowball maker so that they could, play kind of this wintry version of fetch. Those snowballs, as you can imagine, didn't last too long in Macy's mouth.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah, I love it.
We finally had a little bit of snow.
Just a little bit, nothing too harsh, something that we could just kind of get in and out of, I suppose. But
yeah, good snowball making and snowman making snow.
Yeah, right? And it's gonna melt, right, eventually, and then we're gonna have something else to worry about, I'm sure.
Yeah, a huge, serious, an Arctic blast later this week, and it's gonna get really cold, but with it, no snow. So here it is, Aunt Marilyn I told her she'd be on again tonight. I'll do it again at 10. This is her new deck that she has, and of course about 2.5 inches of snow there. She said it is already starting to melt a little bit there in Wentzville, but use the Near Me button on our free app at KSDK to send your photos and videos. We'd love to see them. Right now at Lambert, you can see the white on the ground there. That is that snow, of course, and we have the roadways looking good. Maybe the side roads, be careful. It's 28 degrees, so things are refreezing already. And during the snow, it was 34 most of the time in St. Louis. 28 now, and that's that new low for the day. 2,700 hundredths of precip, and how much of that was snow? Officially 2.5 inches at Lambert, and that's the most we've seen so far this year or this season. All right, there it is. In Washington, Missouri, 2 inches. Winfield and Lincoln County, 3 inches. Collinsville, 2, and then Weldon Spring, about 2 inches, a common number. And most areas in the teens tonight, icy spots for sure, especially untreated roadways or sidewalks, so be careful of that icy situation out there. We do have actually a winter weather advisory for Rolla still until about 9 o'clock, but most of that snow is coming to an end, at least in Missouri. Then you get to Arkansas and then Tennessee throughout Memphis and Nashville. These are winter storm warnings all the way up to Pittsburgh and also most of the state of West Virginia, and then an ice storm warning for portions of South Carolina. But 28 right now, and boy, bundle up, dress in layers, feels like 16 with that wind out of the north-northeast at 17 miles an hour. That stays up tonight at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, so it's going to be a really cold night. Temperatures right now, 26 in Warrenton and about 27 in Alton, Farmington 31. And with that snow on the ground, that's why we're going down into the teens tonight. So extra cold because of that snow that lies on the ground there. And that snow right now on the radar all the way back into Arkansas. Memphis rain, just like we had last night, eventually turning over to snow. Same situation. And we'll zoom in a little bit. Some of our counties from Reynolds County and Iron County, still a little bit of that snow backing up into the area, so still expect probably less than an inch of additional accumulation down there. Colder tonight, 17, but some of us down to about 12. And wanted to show you this real quickly. Futurecast is showing a nice day tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, but between 9 and midnight, a little disturbance coming through, mainly east of the Mississippi River. Could see a dusting of snow, so we'll keep our eyes on that. It's a very weak system. 7-day forecast showing temperatures tomorrow 34, but we really melt the snow on Monday, 40 with a partly cloudy sky. Tuesday, 52 and 39 for Wednesday, but look at that, much colder, 9 by Thursday morning and 20 for the high, Michelle. And then Friday, 29, 37 on Saturday. So it's still winter.
It's still winter. All right,
yeah.
Thanks so much,
you
Jim.
bet.
Really appreciate it. All right, that's all of our time for this online edition of 5 on Your Side at 6. Of course, we're going to be back tonight on TV for 5 on Your Side at 10. Have a great night.